Hello everyone, welcome to Clarity for Sure and Agri Clarity YouTube channel. And I welcome you all to this lecture series of Concept Clarity. Today in this video we are going to discuss one of the important topics from your fisheries syllabus, that is types of carps. This topic becomes very important from your IBPS AFO examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. First of all, we'll try to understand the basics of carps in a very crisp manner. See, carp, it is a generic common name for numerous species of freshwater fish. So here the key word is freshwater fish, and the family of this, this species of freshwater fish is known as Cyprinidae. Okay, and this carp species specifically, they are cultured and domesticated in aquaculture. For what purposes? For food and ornamental purpose. Okay, and another important point which you have to know is that there are three major carps of India that we call as the Indian major carps. These are highly successful in the aquaculture practices in India, whereas this supports the local fisheries also, and it provides significant source for food and income. So what are those three important major carps? Catla, that is Catla, Mrigal, and the other is the Rohu. So these are the three important fish species, and these are known as the Indian major carps. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Moving forward, before going into the different types of carps, the specification, we will try to understand the migratory pattern that is associated with this carps. See, we know that the carps are potamodromous. What is meant by potamodromous? It is a common behavior in carps, whereas it means that they migrate within these freshwater systems like rivers and lakes. Okay, these are potamodromous species animals, which means that they migrate within, this is important, migrate within the freshwater systems like rivers and lakes. So this is the potamodromous behavior. Okay, that is that it migrates in the freshwater system only. I hope the migratory pattern of carps is also clear to you now. Now coming to the key water quality parameters for freshwater fish species, because we already seen that carps are freshwater species. So what should be the pH level? The pH level should be 6.5 to 8.5. What should be the dissolved oxygen level? It should be 5 to 8 milligram per liter. So what should be the water temperature? See, generally the water temperature for the freshwater species, majorly for carps, is between 20 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius, but it varies it varies between the species, but the general range is 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. And coming to the salinity, what is the salinity? It is 0 ppt. That is, for fresh water we know that they are not salt tolerant, and up to 3 ppt for some special species like tilapia. Okay, now coming to the ammonia content. See, ammonia in the water should be less than 0.02 milligram per liter. What should be the nitrite? It should be less than 0.1 milligram per liter. What should be the nitrate level? It should be less than 50 milligram per liter. Hardness of the water, 50 to 300 ppm. What should be the turbidity? The turbidity should be very low, because the freshwater species always prefer a clear water. Coming to the next, the chlorine and chloramine, it should have a zero tolerance. They have a zero tolerance of 0 ppm. Okay. What should be the carbon dioxide levels? It should be below 15 milligram per liter. I hope these key water quality parameters for freshwater fish species is clear to you now. Moving forward, now we will see which are all the important freshwater carp species of India, and we will see what it actually caters to. I mean, the description about it and its its resting place, I mean its nesting place, everything we will see. Okay, first, as I told you, there are three Indian major carps, that is Catla, Rohu and Mrigal. So now first we will see this Catla. See, it is a major Indian carp as we already know, and it is widely found in India's rivers and lakes, and it is a popular freshwater fish, because we already seen that carps are freshwater species. Next, coming to Rohu. This is a large silver colored, okay, you should know the appearance of a fish also, the features, the characteristics of the fish. So it is a silver colored fish. It is also a carp species which is found in the rivers of Indian subcontinent, and it is widely used in the aquaculture. Next comes the Mrigal. What is Mrigal? It is a popular food fish and key aquaculture species, and this is important. It has its only wild population in the Kaveri river. So because of this point, this Mrigal becomes important from your exam point of view. Next, coming to the exotic carps. These three are exotic carps. First is the silver carp. It is primarily used in aquaculture, known for its filter feeding habits. So there might be a question, which of the following species is primarily used in aquaculture and it is specifically known for its filter feeding habits. So you will have 3 to 4 options. The best answer for this particular question would be the silver carp. Next comes your grass carp. What is this grass carp? It is known for controlling the aquatic vegetation. See, these are the significant features of this particular carp species. Okay. Next comes the common carp. This common carp is known for controlling the aquatic vegetation, and it is a best culturable species of fish in the inland water system. So there can be a question, which of the following is the best culturable species of fishes in the inland water system? You will have 3-4 options, and the best answer for this particular question would be your common carp. I hope this important freshwater carp species of India is clear to you now. Moving forward, we have other freshwater carp species of India. Namely, we have all these. We have this big head carp, koi carp and kalabaw carp. So these are also some of the other important carp species of India, and primarily we know the habitat. We will see the habitat of this kalabaw carp, and it as the habitat of rivers, lake, reservoirs, mainly in the Ganges basin. Okay, and migration, we know that most of the carps are potamodromous, moving in freshwater for breeding. Next comes your big head carp, that is also known as the Chinese carp. What is the habitat? Reservoirs, freshwater bodies. See, this is an introduced carp. This has been introduced into the freshwater bodies. And migration, we know it is a potamodromous migration. Koi carp, these are domesticated carps and they do not migrate. Okay, it has a wild ancestor which is known as the wild common carp that actually exhibited the potamodromous behavior, that it is migrating within the freshwater systems for breeding, but this koi carp in particular does not show any migratory pattern. I hope this koi carp is also clear to you now. Moving forward, now we have seen the types of carps, their significance and their habitat, everything. Now we will see the feeding habits and the feeding zones of some of the particular carps. First comes your Catla. It is a large, fast growing carp with a broad, deep body. See, kindly pay attention to the features or characteristics whichever that is being dealt here. So this will be very easy for you. So these are fast growing carp with broad, deep body. It has a prominent silver color with a large forked tail. Okay, so this is the important feature of Catla. So what is the feeding habit? It is a surface feeder. It means that it feeds on the surface of the water, and it primarily feeds on plankton, small fish and other surface organisms. Okay, what is the feeding zone? It mainly feeds in the upper and middle zones of the water. We have seen that it is a surface feeder, so the main feeding zone is the upper and middle zones of the water column, particularly at the surface level. So this is the feeding habit and the feeding zone for the carp known as Catla. Next comes Rohu. It is a large silver colored fish. Okay, we have seen this also in the previous slide when we were discussing about Rohu. It is a large silver colored fish with a slightly elongated body, and it has a broad head. It has a single dorsal fin and it has a forked tail. Okay, see, more or less the features will be same, but there are certain key points which you have to note, because here one important thing is related to Rohu is that it is a silver colored fish. Okay, next comes the feeding habits. See, the feeding habit of Rohu. Rohu is an omnivorous bottom feeder. It is a bottom feeder feeding on the variety of plant material, zooplankton and benthic organisms like worms and insects. What is the feeding zone? The feeding zone, it typically feeds in the middle to bottom zone. There we saw Catla as a surface feeder. This Rohu is a middle to bottom zone feeder of a water column. Okay. Next comes the Mrigal. This is very important because this is one of the major Indian carp. It has a moderately deep body. So see, I hope you are able to differentiate between the keywords. Moderately deep body and a silvery appearance. It has a silver appearance. It has barrels near the upper jaw which help it detect food on the river bed. Okay, what is the feeding habit of this Mrigal? It is a bottom feeder. Okay, it is a bottom feeder consuming the detritus plant material and benthic organism, because we know in bottom feeder, in the bottom of the water column, we know that there will be little sunlight. The incoming solar radiation will not be that much. It will not reach the water column down in an effective way, so that there will be detritus plant materials and benthic organism which actually love to be in that particular dark zone. So the feeding habit of Mrigal or is a bottom feeder, and it consumes on these detritus plant material and these benthic organism. What is the feeding zone? It primarily feeds in the bottom zones of rivers and lakes. Okay, now coming to the next, grass carp. Okay, what is a grass carp? What are its features? It is a long slendered body and it can grow into significant length. So this is the keyword when there is a question describing the characteristic of a particular fish and they are asking about which of the following types of fish that is being described in the passage above. With certain keywords you will be able to identify this particular thing. Okay, it is known for its greenish or grayish body with a large head and the small mouth. What is the feeding habit of this particular grass carp? It is an herbivore. Okay, it is an herbivore that primarily feeds on aquatic vegetation including the grasses, algae and other aquatic plants. What is the feeding zone? It feeds mostly in the middle and upper zones of the water, often in shallow areas where plants grow. I hope this feeding habit and feeding zone of this grass carp is clear to you now. Coming to the next, that is silver carp. Okay, this silver carp is easily recognizable due to their silvery scale and large head. So this is the keyword for silver carps. That is why it is known as the silver carp. The name shows the specific features that is in the body of the silver carp. They have a streamlined body and are known for their jumping ability when disturbed. Okay, so keywords, just note down the keywords: silvery scale, large head, streamlined body, and their jumping ability when disturbed. So these are the keywords related to the silver carp. What is the feeding habit? They are filter feeders. Okay, they are filter feeders and primarily feed on plankton, including the phytoplankton and zooplankton. Okay, what is the feeding zone? The feeding zone is the upper to middle zone of the water. It is in the upper to middle zone of the water, often near the surface where plankton is abundant. Okay, this is the feeding habit and the feeding zone for silver carp. Now coming to next carp, that is your common carp. So it has a large robust fish. It is a large robust fish with a golden or reddish brown color. So common carp color is golden or reddish brown. They have barbels on either side of their upper jaw. Okay. For example, the points which you have to note down from this particular slide, that is common carp, is it is a large robust fish with a golden or reddish brown color. They have barbels on either side of the upper jaw. What is the feeding habit? These are omnivorous bottom feeders. These are bottom feeders that consume a variety of plant matters, detritus and small invertebrates. What is the feeding zone? They feed in the bottom zone, that is in the bottom zone, but may also forage into the middle zones depending on their food availability. Okay, so the feeding habits and the feeding zones of common carp is clear to you now. Okay, now having the summary of whatever we have discussed in previous slides related to the feeding habits and feeding zones. Which of the carps come in the surface and middle zones? Catla, silver carp and grass carp. Middle and bottom zone, Rohu, Mrigal and common carp. Bottom zone, it is Rohu, Mrigal, common carp. So take a screenshot of this particular slide so that you will be able to easily revise whenever you are going to revise the topic related to the types of carps. Okay, I hope the feeding habits and the feeding zones of the carps are clear to you now. Now we will quickly have a knowledge check of whatever we have discussed in the previous slide related to the carps. Okay, before going into the practice question, I just want to revise whatever, I just want to recap you all regarding whatever we have discussed in the previous slide. We have seen about the general information about carps, their migratory patterns and three Indian major carps. What are they? Catla, Rohu and Mrigal. Also we have seen some exotic carps as well, and we have seen the characteristics, the habitat of each and every carp that is important from your exam point of view. And after that we have also discussed about the feeding habits and the feeding zones related to these particular carps. Okay. Now coming to the practice question, which of the following carp species is primarily a surface feeder and spawns during the monsoon season in rivers and lakes? See here, the keyword for you is this surface feeder. So I think you will be easily able to identify the answer from this particular slide. So please let me know your answer in the comment section below. Next, which carp species is known for feeding on aquatic plants and algae and is typically found in rivers and lakes during the spring spawning season? Which feeds on aquatic plants and algae and typically found in rivers and lakes and the spawning period, it means the reproduction period between spring season. Please let me know your answer in the comment section. Question number 3. Which of the following characteristics is shared by both Catla and silver carp that makes them well suited for their specific feeding habitat? This talks about the morphology of a fish, I mean their external features because of which they are well suited for their specific feeding habits. Please let me know your answer in the comment section below. I hope the session was useful to you. I hope you enjoyed the session and the session was informative. So if you are planning for your upcoming IBPS AFO 2025 exam, do consider our IBPS AFO 24/7 test series by Clarity, where we have divided the syllabus into several blocks where you will be getting quality questions. Also, we are providing you a full length test. which actually mimics your IBPS AFO mains pattern. Along with that, we are also providing your QREs, QRE test for your phase 1, that is your prelims as well. So this is a well curated well curated test series for your upcoming IBPS AFO examination. So if you are looking for any good test series, consider enrolling to our unique initiative of IBPS AFO 24/7 test series by Clarity. I hope this video was informative to you. I am giving the telegram link of the Agri Clarity channel in the description box. Also, I'll be giving you the description link for this particular test series. So do check them out and please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will meet you with yet another session. Till then, take care. Have a good day.